Hi, I'm Noam Chomsky, and I brought two of my theories with me today. I'd like to introduce the language acquisition device, we'll call it LAD for short, and her younger sister, Universal Grammar. Her nickname would be UGG, but we'll just call her Universal Grammar. Back in the 1950s, I was teaching over at MIT, and knew of B.F. Skinner's views of the tabula rasa. That's basically just a fancy word for a blank slate. Sort of like this chalkboard. That view did not make sense to me. How did children learn all they needed to know about their native language in such a short time if they were starting with nothing? These thoughts and many studies brought me to write my first book, Syntactic Structures, which introduced LAD to the world. LAD, say hello to the world.
Hello world! Chomsky brought me to life. Wouldn't it be cool if you could remove the top of your head and peer into the brain and see? Of course you can't. I'm only theoretical and no one actually knows where I might live inside your brain. But Chomsky has said that I must exist. Language is much too complex for a child of 3 or 4 to master by listening to others and in small amounts of trial and error.
If I said, colorless green ideas sleep furiously, could you understand what I am saying?
Of course I can. It's a weird sentence, but I get it.
Of course you do. Even small children understand how complex sentences should be put together. But could a small child be able to put grammatically correct sentences together with no formal teaching? I decided it was all about LAD. In fact, I think that language development should be called language growth. The LAD grows like any other body organ. Doesn't that make sense?
I've heard you say that I could be compared to puberty.
Well, yes. If someone came along and said kids are trained to undergo puberty because they see other people, everybody would laugh. As far as I can tell, no one knows much of anything about the gene mechanism that determines puberty, yet we all assume puberty is genetically determined. Doesn't it make sense that language acquisition is also genetically driven instead of learned? Speaking of genes,
Oh my god!
let's introduce LAD's sister, Universal Grammar. Universal Grammar came into existence as the genetically based language faculty.
Yes, did you realize that human language is more alike than different? In fact, if an alien from another planet came to Earth and heard all human languages, it would sound as familiar to him as the croaking of frogs sound to us.
That's why my theory needed to come to life. There are underlying rules that all languages use. These properties begin to come to light as soon as serious efforts were undertaken to construct generative grammars.
Side note, generative grammar is the idea that all languages have infinite possibilities which are created through the finite rules of language.
Chomsky introduced me as he began to lean away from a specific organ in the body, guiding language acquisition to a genetically based pre-programming. He named this pre-programming me, Universal Grammar!
And Universal Grammar is built-in knowledge for every human. It explains how we learn to speak so quickly and so early in life. And consider this. We couldn't learn a language, say from another planet, if the rules of Universal Grammar, which we are born with, were violated.
You can look at me as a kind of linguistic menu, which contains the many options for all human languages. As you acquire your native language, you choose the rules you need to follow to speak that language. Turn to Chomsky.
Even though I am in my 80s, I'm not done yet. We have a good start and we can begin to test our present system with complex examples to see what is wrong and to make changes that will improve our theory. Someday someone is going to come along and say, look you guys, you're going on the right track, but you went wrong here. It should have been done this way.
Maybe Chomsky is on the right track.
Hi, I'm Noam Chomsky, and I brought my dog along with me.
Hello world!
Chomsky introduced
Universal gravity.